So today's morning Visioneering study time, and this is by Genevieve Bayron, and we're finna go ahead and dig into it. And I'm Jason. So if you've been watching the channel, you've been seeing me go through Johannesburg, and you've been seeing me talk about success, what it is, and how to get it when it comes to the three areas of life that I focus on: happiness, health, and wealth. And so let's go ahead and get into the reading for today. The exercise of the visualizing faculty keeps my mind in order and attracts to me what I need to make my life more enjoyable and in an orderly way. So, the visualizing faculty that it's talking about here is our imagination. This is when we're daydreaming or we're just out and we just have these little, when you're just drifting off and you just start seeing these pictures come across the screen of your mind. Because we haven't been focused or taught how to concentrate on those, most of us don't even realize when we're visioneering and how we're visioneering may be the wrong things for us. And so then she says, if you train yourself in the practice of deliberately picturing your desire and carefully examine your picture, you will soon find that your thoughts and desires proceed in a more orderly procession than ever before. Now, this is how we start reaching success. This is how we start getting to the goals that we want. Because as we're picturing it and where our desire is focusing in on that picture, we're actually starting to see the things around us that is going to let that picture come into place. And just think about it like as a big puzzle box. Do you just empty the puzzle pieces out and throw the box around and you're just picking, trying to see if there's something on there? Or are you looking at the box for a reference and then it's helping you to get the pieces in order? So this is the same thing about using your imagination and starting to visualize what you want, whether it's something materialistic or who you want to be as a person, what kind of characteristic skills you want to have. And so what it is when you're using your imagination and picturing it, it's like looking at that picture on the box of a puzzle. You're using it as a reference, and as you're walking through life, you're seeing, wait, here's a puzzle piece right here. Here's a puzzle piece right there. Bam, bam, bam. And then before you know it, you are that person that you want to be. And so then, having reached a state of ordered mentality, you are no longer in constant state of mental hurry. Hurry is fear and consequently destructive. Now think about that. How many times have you tried to reach a goal? And let's just use eating, because most of us in this world, no matter what country or what type of religion you're in, you have had a weight loss goal or know someone that has had a weight loss goal but struggled with reaching it. Their mind is always in a constant state of fear because they're like, oh, I can't eat this what I love. Oh, I can't eat this what I love. That is a fear state. They're focusing on what they can't do instead of what they can do. And so because of that, they're not reaching their goal. And usually they self-sabotage or destroy the progress that they've made. And this is exactly what it's saying here, where it says, hurry is fear, which is consequently destructive. When you're in a hurry because you're trying to I need to eat something. Now you're going to eat something that you're not supposed to. Where if you would have been orderly, you would have planned your meals out and had them in order, you would already have something to reach to for that moment of starvation. And so let's keep going on from there. In other words, when your understanding grasps the power to visualize your heart's desire and hold it with your will, it attracts to you all things requisite through the fulfillment to the fulfillment of that picture by the harmonious vibrations of the law of attraction. Now, what it's saying is you're going to start resonating with the picture or the goal that you actually want. This is how we achieve goals. We have to harmonize or resonate to the level of that goal. The goal does not come down to our level. And if this is like no matter where you see across the book, if you have a financial goal, if you have a educational goal, if you have a vocational goal, all of these things, you have to become the person to be that. The goal does not come to you. Take, for instance, lawyers and doctors. You can't just wake up one day and say, oh, I'm a lawyer. Oh, I'm a doctor. No, that's called fraud. If you want to truly become a lawyer and a doctor, you have to put in the time, the sweat, and the hard work that they do, passing those bar exams, passing those board exams, going through all the educational requirements. And then you can say, I'm a lawyer, I'm a doctor. So that shows you exactly how that worked and how the law of attraction is actually ruled by the law of vibration. we must start vibrating or become in harmony with that which we want to be. And so then after that, it says, you realize that since order is heaven's first law and visualization places things in their natural order, then it must be a heavenly thing to visualize. And think about this from this perspective. And this is how we have to start looking at things. And this is a way to get rid of or start stepping out of victimhood, which is how all of us have been taught. Like, it's not a bash to you. We've all been taught to be victims because we've come from generations of victims. And it's the truth, whether it's people that's been victimized by the government, victimized based off of their ethnicity, their race, their religion, their gender. Like, all of those things are victimhoods, and we are products of that. So now we have to understand, to truly become what we want to become, we have to start escaping some of that victimhood that may not necessarily be 100% ours. Some of that may just came from generations ago, and we just carry that mindset on, even though we don't see firsthand what's going on the way that it was taught to us. And this is one of the reasons why certain things of history I don't waste my time with. Like, I tell people I have no interest of going seeing the Apartheid Museum or anything like that, because that's something I don't need to resonate with that at all. I don't need to have any understanding of that. And that's one of the reasons why I do that. And so then it says, everyone visualizes whether they know it or not. Visualizing is the great secret to success. The conscious use of this great power attracts to you multiplied resources, intensifies your wisdom, and enable you to make use of advantages that which you formerly failed to recognize. Now, this is so true. Like, I didn't know that I was able to travel the world until I started thinking about it. I started only watching TV about it. And then I had a picture in my mind of being a person that traveled the world. I always thought you needed millions of dollars, or you needed this and that. And you don't really need much at all. And that's the funny thing about it. And even with losing weight, like, after I started becoming orderly and planning out how I'm eating, and I was focused only on getting healthier, being a healthier person, not only did I start losing weight, well, releasing weight. I prefer to say release weight than lose. We've been taught to always find what we lose. Not only releasing weight, but look at the multiplied resources that I got from it of my health. No longer needing a CPAP machine to breathe at night. No longer needing to take pain medication. No longer needing to take medication for mental health issues. No longer needing to take medication for high blood pressure. No longer having cardiac issues. No longer not being able to walk. Like, all of those were just added values on the picture that I was building of. I just wanted to be a smaller, healthier person. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I wouldn't even have believed a lot of those things was possible until it became possible. And then from that, it intensified my wisdom. I have a level of knowledge when it comes to getting healthier that the average ordinary person don't have. And the truth is, even most board certified doctors know less about nutrition than I do, even though I have no formal education in it whatsoever. I have experience of doing it. Like, doing something and learning something is two different things. Anybody can go read a book and learn that teaches you how to put an engine together. But getting out there on the ground and getting those tools in your hands and putting that engine together, that's a totally different story. And so we have to start realizing not all knowledge is learned. Some of it is coming from our experiences. Actually, majority of our knowledge come from our experiences. And then from that, it says, enables you to make use of advantages which you formerly failed to recognize. For me, I was always trying to search for a doctor that could speak to me about how I could be healthier. And after I started changing my lifestyle, then those doctors, I started vibrating at the level where I was going to those seminars where they were at. I was listening to the things that they were saying. Like, even now this morning, I was doing like an hour and a half training where one of the plant-based doctors who's been helping thousands of people reverse autoimmune disease through nutrition, listening to her go through a Q&A this morning. Like, I listen to that every week. This last week, I was on an 8-day conference call with over 20 doctors, like listening each day to what they were saying, taking notes. Like, I now have resources around me that I couldn't see in the beginning. These doctors that I was praying for all this time. And so this shows you the power of visioneering, not only in my life, but see how it's applied in your life. And start really focusing on building the picture of who you want to become. So I hope you got value from today's study of visioneering. I will see you tomorrow when we go through it, and have a great day.